Welcome, guys, to a little just a kind of rant here. It's just some Doom 2, whatever I can't remember what the final icon of sin. That's the level. I just needed something where I could just do a little gameplay of just me running around, killing everything. And this is the only level that respawns stuff, so that's why we're doing this game. But something I want to talk about, something that there's not many things that piss me off or offend me because I'm a very laid back person. Anything that a quote unquote normal person would find annoying or offensive, I just laugh at, and I don't understand why people are so serious. I mean, they don't need to be. It's things that are meant to be offensive just usually just make me laugh, even though it could be extremely offensive. But you could tell me the most offensive joke or anything of the sorts, and I'd bust up laughing because it's stupid to get offended. But there's certain things I do have a strong passion or feeling towards, and that main thing is just people blaming video games on why there are gun problems, or it's complete bullshit. And I can give you some real good examples of why. I consider myself a great example of why. Um, I've played video games since I was 5 or 6. I played Doom and Wolfenstein primarily. I didn't play anything else. I didn't get my first. My first game system was the Nintendo, the NES. But still, I was just playing. I played mostly Doom. That was what my dad played a lot of, so I played a lot of it. I played a little bit of Duck Hunt, a little bit of Mario. I wasn't a fan of the NES, really. But also, I also didn't play games a lot when I was I played them, but I didn't play them like kids do now, where it's like 8 hours a day. I didn't start doing that until I was in college. But anyway, I played this game when I was a kid forever. When I wasn't outside playing. I was in our computer room at the time, which actually is my room now, playing Wolfenstein and Doom. I knew all the cheats. I couldn't have beat the game on my own. I was god awful at it, but I could just put on God mode and play forever, put on no clipping mode and run to the exits. But I enjoyed them because they were just fun to play, and I knew the difference between. I knew the difference between real and fantasy, like. So I've played that for years and years and years, and I got returned to Castle Wolfenstein when it came out and played the hell out of that game. That was the first game I ever played online, multiplayer, and that game was so much fun. I never thought of it more than just a game, which is what you should think of it. It's just a game. It shouldn't. Games to me are therapeutic. They don't cause gun violence. The fact that because these people went nuts and the games in their library were all M-rated doesn't mean anything. Like, if I were to go crazy and shoot up a bunch of people, the first thing they'd point at would be the fact that I own mostly R-rated movies, and I have 23 M-rated games in my video game library, not including the ones on my computer. And they would say, "Oh, that was part of it." Is he played Call of Duty and Doom, and Doom always got a lot of bad rep, which is sad because Doom is just a fun game. There's no other game like Doom, and so it shouldn't. It just can't be the sole reason. It can't be any reason that people say, well, kids these days are immune to violence because of the games they play. No, they're not. I bet you if you took a group of kids that play Call of Duty all the time, sit them in a room and watch two people shoot each other, like they would in the game, I think it would cause, you know, nightmares and stuff. It wouldn't. They wouldn't just be like, oh, that's cool. I highly doubt it. Like, if I were seeing it happen to me in person, I think I'd have a sick feeling in my stomach. I mean, I'd have normal human reaction to that. I wouldn't be immune to it. I mean, I've played games more in the past 5 years than I have in my entire life, and I still wouldn't feel that way. I solely put the blame, well, not solely, I put part of the blame on the parents. I mean, the fact that people are trying to crack down on the violence in the games rather than blaming the parents who bought the game for the damn kid. I mean, it's just bullshit that you can blame the big bad video game company when, you know, it's the parents' own damn fault that they bought the kid Call of Duty or Mortal Kombat or I don't even know what else, Left 4 Dead or Dead Space or any of those fun games that are supposedly violent, cause a violent reaction in people. They don't. They really don't. And I mean, games to me are just therapeutic. I mean, if I'm having a bad day, I can just come home and play a game and I'll feel better. I did it the other day. I had a rough day at work and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Far Cry. And I take my anger or frustration on the game. I don't take it out on other people. And I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, besides games being therapeutic, you meet a lot of cool people. You know, I can't tell you how many friends I've made off of like Call of Duty, for instance, or any other multiplayer game. I mean, and the only way a couple of my friends and I stay in touch is through video games. It's the only way because they live so far away, or it's just the only way, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see any reason for that to be a problem. And I even enjoy playing games with my girlfriend. I mean, she has no problem with video games. She actually likes games like Silent Hill and all the violent or the horror games. She likes those. So I mean, if I were to go crazy, and if any of you were to find out about it, but you wouldn't, but if I were to go crazy and I didn't kill myself from what I did, I'd point the attorney or whatever, or whoever's in charge of sentencing, or I'd want them to watch this video, because this video will illustrate that if I were to go crazy, it's not from video games. And the last thing I want you to blame is video games, because it's just ignorant. Because, you know, people will argue, well, just because you don't do it doesn't mean it doesn't affect other people. That's technically true, but think about it. I'm not any different than any other person. I'm fairly normal, and I don't have like loads of money, or I don't have any special privileges over anybody else. I mean, I'm probably just an average person. I'd consider myself just average gamer. I mean, there's nothing else to it. So it really just bothers me listening to people say that, and that's the one thing most of the things that will piss me off, I'll just keep to myself and not say anything to anybody, because there's no point. But when it comes to this, I just have to speak up. I have to say, you know, I always use me as an example, and then they'll be like, well, of course it's not you, because you're alright, you're normal in the head. And I say, yeah, that's the problem with those people, is they aren't normal in the head. I mean, either there's a history there or something's going on that makes them do the things they do. They don't just do it because they saw it in a video game and thought it was cool. No one's ever said that. I doubt anybody's ever said that. And if they did, they're trying to defend themselves or push the blame on someone else. That's the real deal, is putting the blame on someone else. You don't, that it's just better to just blame just take the blame. You did it. You can't blame it on someone else, because either way you're not going to get away with it. At least I don't think so. And you shouldn't. So, I believe that's all I really had to say. Not sure how much more of the game. Well, there's a lot more. I'll just keep talking. I have more to ramble about. I thought I was getting close to the end. But, I mean, this game, for instance, I mean, I could watch this just me running around and shooting. Couldn't watch it, but I could do this. I actually saved the game file for this level just so I could do this again, because it's just fun. Running around with unlimited gun and God mode and just destroying things. It's not that I'm a sadist or some sort of weirdo. No, it's what games are for. They're strictly therapeutic and nothing else. Nothing else. They're not used to militarily train all of us to kill when the time comes. No, they don't. There's no little men in the Xbox telling you have to do all the stuff you do. No. No. It's strictly for fun. It's entertainment purposes. And people would say, well, it was worse. It wasn't as bad before video games. Well, of course it wasn't. There wasn't as many people. And there was no one to blame it on video games back then. People could have gone crazy from other things. But, I mean, video games in the past weren't even as, I mean, they weren't as realistic, but I don't mind. This game's not realistic. One guy going through the levels of hell and destroying everybody, that doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen. Even games like Resident Evil, that wouldn't happen. Doesn't matter how highly trained a person is. It's supernatural, all of it. So it's just funny listening to people say that. I laugh at them after I'm done being pissed off, because it just sounds. I just want to go to these people and just be like, do you realize how stupid you sound right now to say that video games are the reason this guy went nuts, or children are the way they are? No, the reason isn't just video games. Or actually, it isn't video games at all. It's more on the parents for letting them spend all their days inside playing video games, sitting on the couch or in front of a computer. It's stupid. You just need to get out every now and then and do something productive, not just sit in your room and play games all day. Like, no, you don't need to be doing that. I can't even do that. I can only spend so much time playing games before I feel like a bum and need to go outside. So that's all for that. And we can see how many kills I got doing this 13-minute video, so 14-minute actually. So next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, all that. Leave a comment. I'd love to discuss this with other gamers. So as always, guys, 184 kills.